let's get back to Capitol Hill and talk about responsibility for the AIG mess. Joining us right now is the
AIG exploited a huge gap in the regulatory system. There was no oversight of the financial products division.
We need to spend a few more $1 billion to help AIG. Are you going to be with them?
I'm going to have some serious doubts about that.
With over 56,400 employees and over 88 million customers worldwide, American International Group is a worldwide multinational insurance organization. The organization was founded on the 19th of December 1919 and recently celebrated their 100th year of operating as one of the largest insurance companies to date. The early 2000s were important for financial institutions. They marked the introduction of the latest financial product, collateralized debt obligation. They were a bundle of different types of debt with various risk levels, most of which were subprime loans. Institutions would insure them against a credit default swap. American International Group financial products cashed in on this trend, and their revenues skyrocketed from $737 million to $3 billion in 5 years. The fact that collateralized debt obligations were originally subprime loans seemed irrelevant to American International Group.
The banks were relying on AIG to honor their end of the bargain. But when the time came, AIG realized it had insured far too many CDOs to possibly pay up.
Bid rigging scandal, 2004. The Securities and Exchange Commission declared possible action against AIG as a result of their limited risk transactions with the PNC Financial Services Group. An investigation was declared by the Justice Department.
We will act, and we will take this money back and return it to its rightful owners, the American taxpayers. We will take this money back by taxing virtually all of it.
The basic question is, what's the highest tax that we can impose on those bonuses that is sustainable?
Marsh & McLennan Companies was charged with bid rigging, which involved AIG and other insurers. Later in November 2004, the company agreed on a $124 million settlement as a federal charge against the PNC charge. Later on in 2005, 2 employees in the underwriting unit plead guilty for participating in the Marsh and bid rigging. SEC and Mr. Spitzer demanded AIG to present information regarding its non-traditional insurance products and certain of its assumed reinsurance transactions. As losses incurred, AIG's chief executive officer Maurice Greenberg resigned. The firm's chief financial officer Howard Smith and VP Reinsurance Christian Milton got fired as they rejected to cooperate with investigators. Mr. Greenberg declined to answer questions about the ongoing investigation.
In fact, you basically agreed to the fact that there were inaccuracies, right? You didn't say fraud. You never agreed that, in fact, you were agreeing to fraud.
No, but it wasn't fraud.
Right.
There was no fraud.
How the scandal could have been avoided. If one person holds all the authority, then they may exercise their power for their own benefit, as there is no one within the company that can stop them. When one person is making all the decisions, then a conflict of interest may arise which can cause problems such as secrecy, internal politics, and arguments. If power is spread between a variety of people, then through votes and constructive discussions a clear goal for the company can be made. If AIG removed the hierarchy that was formed, and all board members got a say in the decision-making, then they could have avoided joining in on the scandal and made the ethical decision for the company's shareholders. Lastly, a unified legal department would help avoid scandals from happening in AIG if they had regular meetings, at least twice a month. A good legal department would help because reports about the behavior of AIG would be explored by the legal team to make sure that there is no scandalous activities taking place. The bailout. In 2008, the American government gave a loan of $85 billion and a further $37 billion.
Help is on the way for AIG. The government has agreed to provide an $85 billion emergency loan to help rescue the insurance giant.
Through a reorganization and further action, jobs will be saved, businesses will be made stable, and certainly our financial recovery will be easier, if not sooner.
By 2009, the loans amounted to $182 billion. Though the government received interest on these loans and gained billions of dollars in exchange.